King Charles is said to be undertaking a major overhaul of the royal titles, notably making a decision that goes against the promise of his late mother, Queen Elizabeth II. The King has decided that his youngest sibling, Prince Edward, will not get the Duke of Edinburgh title, despite their parents, late Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip, promising it to him, the Daily Mail reported. The promise was made and given to Edward and his wife, Sophie Wessex, as their wedding present in June 1999, with a statement revealing Charles, then the Prince of Wales, agreed with the decision. Following the death of Prince Philip last year, the title moved to Charles, but now it appears as though it may not be given to Edward. It is thought that Charles, who is widely believed to favour slimming down the monarchy, is not keen on the idea of giving Edward the title. The King wants to slim down the monarchy, so it wouldn't make sense to make the Earl the Duke of Edinburgh, a palace source told the Daily Mail. The King wants to slim down the monarchy. As is well known, that means it wouldn't make sense to make the Earl the Duke of Edinburgh. It is a hereditary title which would then be passed on to the Earl and Countess of Wessex's son, James, Viscount Severn, said the source. Essentially, this was accepted by the Earl when he agreed that his children would not be a prince or princess. It is a very different situation to back in 1999 when Edward got married and Charles was happy for him to inherit his father's title. At the time, Buckingham Palace said in a statement, "The Queen, the Duke of Edinburgh and the Prince of Wales have also agreed that Prince Edward should be given the Dukedom of Edinburgh in due course, when the present title held now by Prince Philip eventually reverts to the Crown." Edward has previously stated how the final decision remains with Charles. Edward told the BBC, "It was fine in theory ages ago, when it was sort of a pipe dream of my father's. And of course, it will depend on whether or not the Prince of Wales, when he becomes king, whether he'll do that. So we'll wait and see. So yes, it will be quite a challenge taking that on." The news follows reports that King Charles has asked Prince Edward and Princess Anne to fill in for him at important events when he cannot be present. According to reports in The Sun, earlier this week, the King has appointed his brother and sister to the position of Councillor of State, which means they would assume responsibility for Charles's constitutional obligations in his absence. Meanwhile, Prince Harry and Prince Andrew have retained their status as Councillors of State, despite rumours that they were set to be stripped of the role. Charles wrote to the House of Lords, "To ensure continued efficiency of public business when I'm unavailable, such as while I'm undertaking official duties overseas, I confirm that I would be most content, should Parliament see fit, for the number of people who may have been called upon to act as Councillors of State under the terms of the Regency Act 1937 to 1963 to be increased to include my sister and brother, the Princess Royal and the Earl of Wessex and Forfar, both of whom have previously undertaken this role." Previously, it was said that the King was considering amending the law to limit the authority of Councillors of State to working members of the royal family. Despite the fact that Harry and Andrew no longer actively perform royal duties, they continue to hold the position.